Nah then. Welcome to the Best Boys Anime Podcast, episode 7, I believe.
Something like that.
It's probably 7.
Yeah.
I should have checked before we started. I'm Craig.
And I'm Jake.
And this episode, we're going to be talking about all the things we fucking hate about anime.
About the industry, about the people, the culture. We're just going to go off. We're going to pop off.
We are popping off, big style. So we'll take 2 seconds, just because we've got some shout-outs before we go.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to thank Big Jake, my mate from uni. He just messaged me out of the blue the other day, and he's checked out the podcast. Like, that's fucking awesome. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, and I want to say a big thank you to Liam. He spoke to me today saying he checked out our last episode. So, yeah, I really appreciate that. Cheers for checking in, guys. Big thank you to both of you.
Yeah, so let's kick it off. I took some notes. I'm proper jazzed for this episode.
I think you got more notes than me. I took a few, but I feel like you got quite a collection.
But also, whilst I was walking around town, I have been taking notes for things that just pissed me off in general, just because I thought it would be a good way to start. And I didn't tell you this, so I could take you by surprise.
All right.
Okay.
You got some hot takes for us?
I got a few hot fucking takes, and I'm going to start with a spicy one that actually means a lot to me.
Hit me up.
I am going to read it as I wrote it at the time.
Uh-huh.
Greg's meal deal is absolutely ass-tier bullshit. Have you ever had a Greg's meal deal?
Not in a long time.
It's fucking awful. I was out in town the other day, and I was like, I need a sandwich. Like, I need something to eat. I know, I'll go to Greg's. £3, right?
Tell me all about it.
The only vegetarian offer you get is some shite-ass meal replacement that was awful, and a drink, and that's it.
£3.
Like, compare it to the god-tier Morrison's
meal deal. You can get sandwiches, pastas. The snack section, you can get, like, saurine, Scotch eggs, whatever you want, you know?
Yeah. There's just no comparison.
I can't remember the last time I went to a Greg's. I'm calling Greg's out. Best Boys Anime Podcast. Number one enemy, Greg's.
I rate their vegan pasties, but, like...
I mean, they're all right. The vegan steak bake was all right. I think that was the last time I went to a Greg's was when they brought that out.
Yeah.
I mean, the Greg's in Lincoln in particular, I went there. I asked for a cowboy pasty. She looked at me like I had 2 heads.
Don't even fucking get me started on the cowboy pasty. Go on. Right, okay, the cowboy pasty is like an era-long argument that me and Jake have been having, that apparently a fucking cowboy pasty is a cheese and bean pasty. And he says that they all know that, but literally no one knows it. We haven't met another person that knows what a cowboy pasty is.
I mean, my local Greg's used to ask a cowboy pasty, you'd get one.
There is, no.
You know, this, like any other Greg's, they just don't know. I think I was in a secret club that I didn't know about.
Yeah, the Liars Club. There's no fucking way. It's true.
Someone out there knows what a cowboy pasty is.
If one of the 10 people who listen to this podcast knows what a cowboy pasty is, please send us a message. Because I just don't know anyone else, literally anyone else, who has said that they know a cowboy pasty
We'll
is.
put a pin in this one, and when this podcast is huge, I'll bring it up again. And more people can get back to us.
Do you remember episode 6? Yeah, well, one person out of the 100,000
knows what cowboy pasty is.
You're full of shit all along.
So, yeah. Greg's is shit. Moving on.
Greg's is shit. Moving on. I have got a list. People who lean really hard into Weezer are wankers. We don't need to discuss that.
No further explanation needed. Wearing a Weezer t-shirt? Fuck you.
Yeah. Also, there's an advert where a guy gets a shave by a robot-controlled hand, and it scares me the fuck out. Like, have you seen it?
What, where they like remote? Yeah, he's on a mountain, isn't he?
He's on a mountain, yeah. They've got this guy who's controlling him with a robot hand. That shouldn't be an advert. He's like 2 bad steps away from slitting his throat with a proper fucking ring.
That's not an advert. That's a prediction of like humanity's doom.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel right. It's using one of those arms that they used to build cars as well.
Yeah, it's using like a straight razor, isn't it?
Using a straight. Absolutely not. What did they pay that man? Or was he already depressed?
How much debt are you in to have a robot shave you on a mountainside?
Not enough. That's for damn sure. So those were my real life hot takes. I don't suppose you've got one in you, because I took you by surprise with that.
I do. This happened to me like 3 weeks ago, and I've been thinking about it ever since. Right. Why the fuck... You know when mums have got prams?
Yeah.
Why do they treat their baby like it's a hostage?
What do you mean?
Like, mums push their kids around like they're going to batter ram you.
Like they're a weapon of war.
Yeah, like mums drive babies in prams more recklessly than like teenagers drive like mopeds. Like if you're in a shop and there's a mum with a pram, fucking watch yourself because they are going to try and smash a baby into you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that thing is so fragile, it will die on impact. I'm all right. I'll be all right. It's the baby you got to worry about. Why are you using it as a hostage? I don't care. You've got the emotional connection to it. Stop trying to batter ram me with your own baby.
Not only that, but ignoring all vehicular rules and laws and all common sense, women with prams apparently have the right of way over literally everything else.
They act like they do.
Yeah.
They goddamn, I hate it. It does my head in. Just because somebody let somebody come in, you don't mean you got special rights, you know? Goddamn.
Do you remember that time like 3 years ago that we were in Lidl? And there was that woman who had her trolley turned sideways and she was stood talking and took up the whole thing.
Oh, mate, don't even get me started.
And you were like fucking seething.
It is like one of my top pet hates when you like two people meet each other in a shop and turn their trolleys to chat to each other. Like, oh, let's just barricade this aisle then. Oh, I wanted cheese. Fuck off, you're not getting it. Like
this aisle is closed now.
Yeah.
Fucking
single file. Get out of me way. I got places to be.
I'm here to shop, not watch a fucking like live show. Not only that, but they're always like, oh yeah, Janice is fucking, she's got gout.
She's got gout. And they're side-eyeing you because you just want to fucking get through.
Yeah. I just need grapes. That was a good hot take. People that don't know, me and Jake play hot take in this house, where we both are people that get very sudden, strong, fiery opinions that bubble up out of nowhere.
You just got to get them out.
And you got to get it out. And sometimes, like, you don't have the time or energy to justify why you're doing it. So we'll walk into the room and just shout, hot take. And there you go. You let out your spicy opinion.
And then it's out there. It's not my problem anymore.
No, you get to hear what everyone else thinks about it, but you get it out.
Yeah.
So
quite fun to do it on a podcast now because it's immortalized on the internet.
Everyone knows we hate it.
Yeah. Can't see any reason it'll bite us in the arse, so.
No. Getting cancelled in 2 years for hating people with trolleys sideways.
We might be on episode 8 in 2 years.
Oh yeah, the reason that we have been
delayed. We've been trying to do this episode for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, we had a heat wave and it got to like 35 degrees in this room because it's just in front of the sun is always
just blazing in this room. Yeah.
Blazing hot. And then I've been ill for 2 weeks straight. I've been into A&E and all that bullshit. So I'm doing all right now, but like fuck the past 2 weeks. Yeah. So now we're back on it.
We've been itching to get this one done. Yeah. Like, it's just we've had other things crop up. So here we are. Hopefully, we will get more routine. But...
Yes, yeah. We've even got other people's opinions for this one. I've reached out and got people to get back to us. So should we get on to the anime?
Let's get on to the anime.
Let's get on to the bullshit.
Want to start with like animes in particular we hate?
No, you take the reins. You lead. We are just full of fucking venom today. Go for it.
Okay, right. So I'll start with a basic one. It's a hot one because it's just in everything. It does my head in. It's usually in romance ones. You know, where like the main character made a promise as a kid to somebody and he can't remember who they are, what the promise was. Does my fucking head in when the other person can remember it. You know, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where we're like, oh, they moved back to their hometown when they've not been there since they was a kid. And then they meet somebody and like, oh, look at this cute girl. And then they get to know, like, oh, we used to hang out as kids and we made a promise under an oak tree. Like, fucking... And I can't remember shit. Like if I didn't know who you were when I first moved back here, what makes you think I remember a promise you made under a tree?
Literally, who are you?
Yeah, who are you? Because I finished Kenichi and they did that. They pulled that bullshit where they made a promise like years ago. Like I can get over it, man.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
They do that a lot with like childhood friendships as well.
Yeah, that's what does my head in. Like whole childish friendship. Oh, we promised we'd fall in love when we were 18. Like, well, I forgot, so.
Yeah, well, I've moved away. I like trucks now. I drive trucks. Do you like trucks? No, that's enough. Fuck off.
Yeah, like...
Just...
It's the side character who made the promise with them is expecting the character to not change at all in that period of time, which frustrates me because people are meant to change.
Yeah, it's a very naive take because I see people do it in real life as well.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating because... I am also the guy that fucking remembers everything.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, probably almost everything since I was, like, 4 years old. So you're getting on for, like, 24 years now of just shit that's stored in here. But I do not expect other people... And actually, it's fucking creepy because, like, I have had to learn that literally almost no one else does this. And now, I didn't do it for too long, but eventually I started to realize when someone was like, oh, sorry, do I know you? And I was like, yeah, I remember you because we were in school and you were wearing a green jumper and you were doing this and you drew this in your book. That's weird, right?
And it's weird to hold somebody to things like that.
Yes, but I would never expect them to know that.
Yeah, like, because I'm the opposite. I cannot remember jack shit. Like...
And it's just you can't hold other people to these ideals, like fucking expecting. I don't expect anyone to remember shit now.
Yeah,
like because it's just something that you have to do. It's like no one else. Why does my brain remember it? I don't know. But now when someone says, "Oh, do I know you?" and I know them, I go, "Yeah, probably."
You don't have to go. Yeah,
like that's it. That's as far as you go. Yeah, it's like a learned thing, innit? But anime is very like. I think that's about some animes. It's targeted at like
it's targeted at a younger demographic, I guess.
Who would love that?
Especially like a romance one. Yeah, I suppose I see the reason behind it, but it just does my head in because it's in it's in loads of stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
nah, man, fuck that.
Can't expect a man to stay exactly the same for like 18 years.
You tell it to fuck off.
Yeah.
You fucking
jog on.
Well, fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a quick one out of the way. Do you want to hit us with one?
Sure. Low quality shit that's getting churned out.
Yeah, just all the time, like Netflix.
All the time, yeah. Most modern Netflix anime is CG. Most of the adaptations are wank. They might as well have just been an animated comic.
Yeah, like a flip book.
There is more anime being released now than there ever has been before, and almost all of it is shit. All of it is shit. You look at the next season that's coming out, and you will get like 3 or 4 bangers, which like will get filtered out after like episode 3 or 4. The community will sort of know, and you'll get it through word of mouth. Everything else is the same show.
Yeah,
it's just
they're a dime a dozen, aren't they?
It's an isekai where like they get dragged to a
every
new
season now. It's like 6 isekais, like no less.
Yeah, and it's just all like studios you've never heard before, and like the dudes there are like living in cardboard boxes and animating for 20 hours a day. Like they're fucking wasting away. Like, it's just not sustainable.
Yeah, we like you got past the golden era now, and you're just into like a overinflated. Just like,
yeah, and like the good shit's getting better. Yeah, because there was a dip. Like the quality of anime fucking dropped like 10 years ago. Yeah, and now it's starting to get
real good.
Yeah,
the good
again.
Stuff's good, and you do get surprises every now and again. Yeah, something like a studio you never heard of, or just like release a banger. But like I said, there's also a lot of shit coming out.
I just like
there's a lot of rushing as well. Just like things that you're really excited for by studios that you know can do a good job, and they just rush it because they're doing something else as well. Yeah,
because to make a living they have to do 4 projects at a time now. Yeah, and it's just like unsustainable, and they just it does actually frustrate the fuck out of me because you look back at like the 80s, which is unfair because Japan had a bubble economy and they had loads of money, but you look at like the ideas and all that. The anime now is just shittier versions of things that came out in the 80s and the 90s.
It's just been recycled. Yeah, but that's the same with the West. Like, we're remaking Ghostbusters, Big Friendly Giant.
BFG?
Yeah, they made a remake like 3 years ago. You never heard of it. No. Exactly. We'll go no further. Like, everything's just being recycled these days. Like, even fashion. Fucking bum bags are back in fashion. Like,
no.
Living in the worst timeline.
Literally, massive heat waves. Fucking tundras and floods.
Bum bags.
These 3, they are the exact same.
Yeah. The harbingers of doom.
And Death rode in with a bum bag.
Death rode in on Heelys and a bum bag.
Oh my god. Can you imagine the Heelys? I actually, like, low-key really want some Heelys. I never got
Heelys could do coming back.
I would Heely up and down the alley inside of our house, and that would be it. Because I could never go out in them.
As a fully grown man.
In my black and white checkerboard Heelys with flames on the side. I would definitely
just answer the door really quickly.
Yeah, well, like someone knocks and you're just there, and they're like, "How?" Heelys. I love Heelys. I never got to do them when they were out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister had some. I never had any.
They were always for girls, but they were one of those things that I looked at with a distant yearning. I was like, it's girly, but I want them.
Did you meet up with a pair of Heelys under an oak tree when you were 10 and be like, promise me? Promise you'll remember me?
When I'm 32 and they're back in fashion, I will buy an adult pair of Heelys. And then we both etched our names in the wood.
Yeah. You come back when you're 32 like, who the fuck is this?
And I Heely away. Man. Have you got another one?
Let's see, what have I got written down here? Tokyo Revengers is shit.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god.
Tokyo Revengers is dog shit, garbage, caca, poo poo. I kept seeing it on Instagram. People kept talking about it. Oh, it's so good. Look, it's so cool. Crunchyroll's advertising it all the time. I thought, check it out. It is garbage. I'm gonna spoil the first 5 minutes of episode 0, so it's not really a spoiler because it's in the first 5 minutes of the first episode. The premise is that a dude used to be a delinquent when he was in school, and he shakes hands with his ex-girlfriend's little brother, and that allows him to travel back in time to when he's a teenager.
Wait, that's why?
That's what happens. That's in the show. It's about delinquents that can time travel, which sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It is fucking garbage. So the whole thing is that his ex-girlfriend, who used to go out with him in school, dies.
Right.
And he gets really sad about it and talks to her younger brother. And then they're like, oh, we're going to fix it. And then they find out they can time travel for some reason. So he can go back to when he's a teenager and his girlfriend, who he's dating at that point, is alive. One, who's still hung up about their school girlfriend that much? Fucking get over it. It was when you was a kid, you know? He was your ex for a reason. Fucking get over it. Two, this guy is meant to be a delinquent. He is just a pussy. He is a punching bag. The last 10 minutes of the show is him just getting the shit kicked out of him. And they do that fucking goddamn thing when protagonists are just getting beat up and not throwing a punch. And they're like, I'm not done yet. You haven't started yet. You haven't thrown a punch.
This is what, oh god, yeah. No, I hate
but they're
this.
like, oh, just getting punched. And they're like, oh, I'm being really virtuous and stoic by just letting someone beat me. No, fucking kick his ass. You're the protagonist. Do something.
Where they're
Be
all
interesting.
no, because if I hit them back,
I'm
just as bad as they are. Yeah, and you're also not getting your head kicked in.
Fuck off for that shit.
Yeah.
He's also already a delinquent. You're meant to do this.
Mm-hmm.
He challenges him to a fight. He's like, oh, today's the day I'm going to beat you. Gets beat up for 10 minutes. And then somebody else finishes his fight for him.
Yeah, because I've seen that bit where another guy walks in.
Another guy just walks in and finishes his fight. How is that
It's like the eternal rule. Dudes learn this at school, innit? You never start a fight, but if someone starts on you, fucking hit them back.
Yeah, finish it. Yeah.
School these days would never let that happen. But back when I was at school, not it was a very long time now, actually thinking about it. But you just you never started trouble, but you did finish it.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, someone starts it, you just
I don't
stuck in.
I don't look like it, but I got in a handful of fights at school. You got into a handful of fights at school. I didn't start any of them, but I won all of them but one.
Yeah, you don't let yourself be walking, man.
No, you just don't get fucking. And it boggles the mind. That is actually the reason. I think we might have spoke about it last time.
Kids on the slope, yeah.
Kids on the slope.
He just gets in the fight. He's like a nerd, and he just does it anyway.
And he just jumps in, and I was absolutely based.
This guy's meant to be the cool guy who's a delinquent that can travel through time, and he's like, no, I'm just not fight.
I'm a delinquent who daren't hurt anyone.
I'm a chocolate fire guard. Anyway, so I needed to get that one out. I've been holding on to that one for a while. Yeah. It's been driving me mad. I can't watch more than the first episode. So, yeah.
I need to give it a watch and form my own opinion, but from what you've said, everything you've told me about it was trash.
You ain't missing shit.
And everyone loved it. I've literally not seen a bad word said
The
about
character designs look cool. I think that's all that's carrying it.
Right, okay.
I think that is it. Girls on it. Girls are just seeing all the guys with shaved heads and tattoos in school uniforms, and that's their backs aching from that. It's carrying the show. Like
Haikyuu, where the dudes the pretty boys carry it for some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's got to be what's going for it, because otherwise there's no there. Surface level trash. Carry on.
Surface level trash. Fucking beach episodes. Fuck beach episodes. I hate them. They are garbage. They are ass. They are trash. I fucking hate beach episodes. They are a waste of an episode. It's always pervy. There's always characters of all ages there, and they always make it weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's fucking why you get a limited run. You get 12 episodes a season, right? That's it for most shows, and you waste at least 2. One on a beach episode and one in a bathhouse episode. It leaves you 10 episodes when all your stories are fucking rushed anyway. The stories come out and they are paced awfully.
And if it's not that, it's like one of the 300 odd episode ones. And the beach episode is in like just before the pinnacle of the big bad fight. They're like, right, we're going to destroy the world. And that's like episode 180 and 181. They're at the beach. What's going on? You just stop for a picnic whilst the world's ending. And then 82, they're like, anyway, everyone's dead.
Back to the end of the world. Yeah, I just can't fucking stand them. And like every time, and I always watch them. I always watch just in case.
Just in case it's good.
Just in case there's like some plot or some character development or something, because I just never know. And I hate the idea of missing out. And I sit through another beach episode where it's 20 minutes of nonsense.
Just nothing.
And I was like, you could have done so much. You could have done so much. Like on Skate the Infinity, I said they had a beach episode and it was fucking brilliant because it was all plot related and loads of stuff happened. But they had like 3 minutes of them pissing around on the beach and then the rest was actual shit happening.
Yeah, like Hajime no Ippo has a beach episode, but it's them training on the beach. It's a good beach episode. It can be good. It can be relevant.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually it's just like anime. It's just like meh.
Man, we gotta sell posters of them, so we gotta put them in bikinis.
We gotta put them all in bikinis. So
yeah. Fucking stupid episode. I think we're getting to about the halfway mark. Should we just have a quick break and then we'll jump back in?
Yeah, can do.
I might have a quick think for more things that I hate because I'm feeling it now.
All right, I'm about halfway through my list.
Okay, right. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right, we are back from the break. You want to go? You got a good one, you said.
I got a good one. So here's another one. It is just back to another anime in specific. It is Dragon Maid.
Oh?
God fucking I wish I could I do like Dragon Maid, and that is the problem. Its animation is really, really high quality, really good. It's really funny. It's got a lot of lovable characters. However, I also hate it and never admit that I like it because I can't really make it past episode 4 because of the fucking like dragon lolly that everyone tries to like nonce over.
Do they actually nonce? This is another one I've not seen.
Oh, like the fans are rabid about it. The animators like pander to it. Like I was like, oh, just ignore all the fans and just watch it and fall. Like there's she's like goes to like kindergarten or whatever it's called, and there's like another kid there that they start hanging out, and it's not like, oh, they like each other in like a cute little kid way. The kid acts like she's obsessed with her in like just a creepy, uncomfortable way where I just stopped watching it because it made me uncomfortable and I didn't want to get arrested by the FBI.
Didn't want to get party van.
Yeah, because the second season came out recently and everyone's like showing clips of it like, oh, look at this really good animation, oh, this bit's funny and all that stuff. But you just get back to all the nonsense that watch it and like, look at the little dragon.
That actually links into one that I was going to say because I've got fucking lolly bullshit for that.
Yeah, because they're like...
I hate it.
And then the fact like some of them go, oh, it's fine though because she's like 1,000 years old. But they're like in the show, they explicitly state that that is still a baby and like a child in dragon years. So there's no excuse for it. You're just a nonce. You're a pedo. Fuck right off. Especially the people who make the show because I would love to love it and I want to love it, but I can't. Because it's just fucking weird, yeah.
What was that anime that came out like 2 or 3 years ago that everyone was obsessed about where that guy reads a bunch of like hentai doujins and it turns out that his sister is the one that draws them?
God, yeah. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, that one's really, really weird. They really like hammed it up.
That was really bad and everyone was
Eromanga Sensei.
Eromanga Sensei. Everyone was watching it.
Everyone went nuts for it.
I watched the first episode and turned it off because I was like, that's disgusting. Yeah. I'm going to get arrested.
The nuke PC.
Yeah. I put my PC in the microwave.
And I got in the bath of a toaster.
Then I sent a letter to Virgin asking them to delete my history.
Please, I'm not a paedophile.
Everybody else is watching it.
Everyone on my anime list said it was good. I was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just fucking... I hate it.
There's no need for it. Like,
No,
why?
There's no need for it. Fucking Monogatari as well. Monogatari.
Because you love
So
Monogatari.
good. It's so fucking good. And they literally have a character in there that is like that, where she's like just too fucking young, and they fucking it's so weird
Massively
about it.
sexualized,
So
yeah.
weird about it, and I ended up like skipping episodes because I looked at what episodes were her arc and skipped
Just
it
skip past
to get
it.
past it
'Cause it's just weird, yeah.
I fucking don't want to. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
The bits in between it are god tier. They are so like Kizu Monogatari, the trilogy, is like just 3 of the best fucking movies that I've seen. It's like art house. It's like super unique. The animation is so good, and I would recommend a lot of people to watch it because it's like chronologically the first one, even though you can watch Baki Monogatari, like the release order or everyone gets confused. But just watch Kizu Monogatari, and it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And then they nonce it up later on. And I'm like, it's just
no fucking need for it. Like, why?
Just stop. Just stop.
Just stop. Japan, stop.
Yeah.
On the subject of Keys and Monogatari, though, that leads me to another one that burns me up, is naming conventions. Most anime are fine. Some of them, Monogatari one's bad for it, JoJo's bad for it, Fate's bad for it, Baki's horrible for it. Just make it like Baki 1, Baki 2, Baki 3. Just do that. Why have I got to go through Baki? Baki New, which is not helpful because it's not the newest one, came out like 15 years ago. Baki Dao, Baki Gaiden, like, make it easy. Like,
they do not. I have had people getting into anime message me and say, how do I watch this?
fuck heads and tails of it. Like, what is going on?
I had our mate Ohis message me and say, what order do I watch Fate in? Because not only is anime bad for that, they remake shit all the time, and the remakes are slightly different.
So where different things happen. Yeah.
And it gets. Oh my god, we should do an episode on this, which is like the fucking rabbit hole into franchises, right?
Oh yeah.
Because fucking Fate is like you've got Fate Stay Night, right? Which is a visual novel, which for people who aren't aware what a visual novel is, it's sort of like an interactive book that you read on the computer and it has...
It's like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah. And you can you usually have choices in it and you can there's character art and dialogue and music and it's more like an interactive story than anything else.
Yeah.
But they tend to have roots. So whilst you can take choices in the story, you have roots and each route is a different... way through the story. Sometimes it's the same story with different characters, so you see the same thing from different sides.
Yeah.
Or you tell the same story, but different things happen, and one person will do something differently, and this route is what happens if that happens.
Yeah, like a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, a lot of what ifs. Fate Stay Night has 3 routes, right? The first route got animated by Dean in the early 2000s. No one likes it. It was fucking awful. And it's still on Netflix called Fate Stay Night, right?
Yeah.
You've then got the second route, which is called Unlimited Blade Works, which on Netflix, if you don't read the subtitles, is also called Fate Stay Night. And that's the second route, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the third route, which is not on Netflix, is not called Fate, and is called Heaven's Feel.
And they're all connected.
And they're all connected. Everyone tells you not to watch the first one because it's shit.
Yeah.
How are you meant to know that?
How are you meant to know? Because and there's different there's Fate Zero as well. Technically, you can watch either one first, but people have their own sort of preferences.
Yeah. And Fate Zero, which is a prequel to Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which is just one route. But they made a 2-core series as a prequel to one route. And fucking there's side manga and anime based off of alternate universe versions of different routes of Unlimited Blade Works. And it's just how is anyone supposed to get into this if you're not me, who's autistic and stubborn?
Like shit like this.
I love a good rabbit hole, but still.
Baki on Netflix starts halfway through Baki New of the manga. Which is there's an 80s one, which leads up until that point, but the one on Netflix just starts midway through Baki New, which is you got loads of backstory there, and they're just nah, we'll just start here instead, because there's a new season coming out soon, which is I think towards the end of Baki New, and then afterwards they might do whatever the latest one's called. Baki Son of Ogre or something like that. But yeah, that starts just plonks you in the middle. If you didn't know what Baki was, you're oh, it's on Netflix, I'll start here. Plants you in the middle of the convict arc.
Anime is the only thing that I know that doesn't give you an easy way to watch it.
Yeah.
There's so many barriers that It's the only medium where you have to go, what is the watch order? Unless it's like books. I have to do it with books oftentimes.
Yeah.
Because they don't put numbers on them. So you have to find out, like, when I bought a name, like...
Usually, there's little pictures on the bottom of the back of a book, which can help.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the first time I ever tried to watch JoJo, I saw all the crazy bullshit happening with stands. Watched episode 1 of Phantom Blood, and like, I must have the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And I thought I just watched the wrong thing because I was like, this is completely different, and just closed it. And I got back to it like years later.
Yeah.
Because it was that wildly different from what I'd seen parts of to when I started it.
Oh yeah, JoJo is like...
I just didn't realize it was the same thing.
Especially because they don't... If you come at it and don't know when it was made, the different parts, all you have is the titles.
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to know the difference between Phantom Blood and Stone Ocean?
No idea.
There's
just
not...
watch it and see, don't you?
Yeah, there isn't 1 and 6 on there, is there? There's just names. Mm-hmm. Everything does this. Literally, Durarara, right?
Yeah.
So, or Dur. I can't remember. They're 2 different anime for one, which is confusing. Durarara's sequel. Durarara 1 has an exclamation point on the end.
Yeah.
Durarara's sequel has 2 exclamation points.
That's the only difference.
That's it. New Game did this. I've never watched that, but I know about it.
Yeah.
New Game has an exclamation point, and the sequel, the title doesn't change. It's just New Game again.
Why?
I'm pretty sure. Or they added another exclamation point, but there is no 2 in there.
Yeah. Like,
how the fuck are you supposed to know?
Just like make it easy. Like how you meant to breach into it and get into it if you can't. Like if you need a map.
Yeah. There are literal, if you go on the anime like subreddit,
people make roadmaps for anime that are hard to get into.
Yeah, like what else is like one that I've not actually managed to breach yet because I've been working through other stuff is a certain magical index.
Oh yeah, there's a load of them in there.
Oh,
and all you can tell is the index is in the title. I don't know which one's the first one.
Like one of them's called a scientific railgun.
Yeah, like or a certain magical index or something like that. I don't know. But like, what's wrong with like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super? Bam, easy, done.
Sorry, you missed GT.
Oh, sorry. GT, not canon.
Oh. We should do an episode on GT and why it's better than Super.
I'll have to start watching GT. I watched a couple episodes of you the other day. I'll have to finish GT. We'll do a full review.
I will have to re-watch some of it. But we're also going to do a Bleach episode, aren't we, with Charlie? Yeah. We have a friend who's going to be on it.
Yeah, I keep giving myself homework every time we do a podcast.
You do. Yeah, I do. I do as well. Mind you, I've been watching a lot of 80s anime, so I'm going to want to do one on that because I'm sort of having an 80s renaissance like thing where I'm just watching all of the good shit.
Because you're fed up with the modern day bullshit.
Returning back to
being an anime hipster.
Born in the wrong era. I am actually a fucking anime hipster and I hate it. Because like not only like if someone asked me what is the thing that I'm most knowledgeable about, bearing in mind that I'm a programmer, I definitely know more about anime than I do technology.
Yeah.
Which is like appalling for one, because one of them makes me my money.
We're definitely building up a profile of each other's personality. We're like the last few podcasts, you've been like, oh yeah, I've been watching this show about kids who played jazz. Been like, oh, all about the 80s, and I'm like, oh, I like martial arts mangas because they hit each other.
Yeah, and I was like, I really like Thingy Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai because it's depressing as fuck. And you're like,
it deals with uncommon themes.
And you're like, fists go burn.
Ooh, the big guys, they go.
Yeah, you punch each other really hard, like Broly. It'd be boring if we were the same.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other anime with awkward naming conventions now, because there's got to be so many of them.
There's loads of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Soul Eater was not too bad, but a bit weird because you had Soul Eater and Soul Eater not.
I thought you were making a joke then because you went Soul Eater's not too bad.
Oh, yeah. Soul Eater not is not too bad.
It's okay.
It's weird, but it's wildly different.
Yeah.
Like, you can only tell it's the same show because, like, Maki is in it. If she wasn't in it, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, you'd have no idea, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. God. There's got to be more. Well, we should. That's another episode idea. Anime that are impenetrable to get into.
Yeah, we'll just do like a beginner's guide to just impenetrable fortresses of anime.
Yeah, because there are so many franchises out there that they all do it though. The Japanese do it for everything. Resident Evil right? You have the mainline franchises, but there's something like 22 side games, and they are actually chronologically all in line with the story. So if you want to go back and play, like, where the fuck is Origins? Where does... Because I've been playing through them all very slowly.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village, that's 8. That's the newest one.
Yeah.
Great job. The Game Boy game has a weird name. That doesn't fit in, like, anywhere. That's just awkward.
Yeah.
There's loads of them.
Yeah, we'll have to do a roadmap, find out which one to start with. Also, just like ones where you have an 80s one and a modern one, and just which one to avoid, because like you got Shaman King and the new Shaman King. The old one's good, the new one's poo-poo. Same with Berserk. The old one's all right, the new one's not all right.
No. Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, like the old one's not that good. The new one's pretty
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. I read most of that, to be fair, so you'll have to pitch in on that one.
Yeah, I've read most of it as well, but I've watched it a few times
Brotherhood,
as well.
right? Yeah.
I watched, but
I know the Brotherhood is the one you're meant to watch.
Yeah. Although the original one's different and people really like it just for it being its own thing.
Yeah, I've heard it gets pretty weird. Like they just take it on their own little journey.
Yeah, we should do that as well. We've got a lot of episode ideas. Keep us going for a while.
Keep us going, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to write them down once we're done.
Yeah.
I got one more.
Go on, lay it on us.
I've got a few actually. How about anime that don't know how to end?
Yeah.
How many shows have you watched where like the end is just sort of like
what? Just sort of shit the bed.
Or actually, they set it up for a sequel, but because of how the anime industry works, never gets made.
Never gets one.
Like Vinland Saga, I was convinced that was never going to get a season 2
because it ended like it wasn't. Yeah.
Like it ended.
They wrapped it up really nicely.
Yeah, if someone's listening this far and they're looking for an anime to get into and have Amazon Prime, watch Vinland Saga.
Yeah, it's getting a second season soon.
Mm-hmm. It's about
winter
Vikings.
season. Yeah,
it's winter season. There's Vikings.
It's Viking revenge story. It's amazing.
It's fucking brilliant. I might rewatch it again.
Yeah, I left a family dinner early to go home and watch the last episode of Vinland Saga with Craig. My family were gutted. I was like, look, if I don't go now, he's gonna watch it without me, and I am not missing it.
I'm rather emotive when I watch it.
Yeah, I was like, look, I'm not missing watching Vinland Saga with Craig. Like, fuck you guys, I'm going home.
And it was worth it.
It was so worth it.
Fucking worth it. There's only been 2 anime where I've there's 3 now. Isn't there? 3 anime where I throw my hat. Just instinctively, I throw my hat.
Fit of emotion.
Yeah, there was the
Vinland Saga.
Yeah, there was Vinland Saga.
Hajime no Ippo. And ReZero.
ReZero. Oh god. Fucking ReZero.
If you watch all of them, it's obvious on which bits Craig threw his hat at the TV.
I can't spoil ReZero, but that show was fucking amazing. And at the end, it's like the anime version of that Simpsons part where they go, if you look at him in slow motion, you can see just where his heart breaks. That is ReZero, the anime.
Do you know what's really interesting about ReZero? Is it's got a second season. I just don't give a shit. I loved the first season. I was like, oh, it's amazing. It's one of it's like the best show of the season. Season 2 came out and I was like, anyway.
I did the exact same.
I don't know why. I don't know why I liked the first season.
I watched the second season. I watched some of it. But I watched the first episode of the second season and was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then went back and watched the end of the first season and was like, right. So I watched the first bit again and was like, what the fuck is going on? There is no, my brain cannot link the 2 seasons together. And then, it's all like one of the characters has disappeared. And, I was in it because, for people who, to give you an elevator pitch, ReZero is about a guy who gets taken to another world. And then whenever he dies, he gets sent back to a checkpoint and he just relives this mad world over and over again.
Like a death loop.
Yeah, he's in a death loop, and when he dies, he gets sent back to a checkpoint, and every time he comes back to life, he has to try and push through, a problem that keeps killing him over and over again, and it's like him constantly trying to solve a puzzle, but the way he dies is, super gruesome, and it gets really involved, and the fucking story's phenomenal. And then the second series starts, and they're like, one of the characters is asleep, and this is the story now, they can't wake up.
Is it like the beach episode of season sequels?
Yeah, like, who gives a fuck that this bitch is asleep or she's gone from the story? I don't care. Like, the last one was about wars and monsters and fucking magic.
Yeah, because the end of the first season is mental. There's so much shit going on.
Yeah, and like cults. There's cults in it and like just mad shit going on. And like the first 2 episodes, they're like, no one remembers who this girl was. And I was like, fuck it, just fuck it off. There's so much else out there, I'll watch something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like 16 ReZero books, and if it gets boring after the first season, then whatever.
Whatever. It had a good run on the first season.
Yeah, the first season was good.
That'll do.
Yeah. Speaking of that'll do, shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. It's been good to get back at it again, you know? Hopefully it'll not take another 3 weeks for the next one.
I ain't going
God
back
willing.
to hospital. I am not going back to hospital.
If you do, we'll just bring the set up.
Yeah, bring the set up, put it in hospital.
Yeah. We'll ask the Make-A-Wish Foundation for a really nice streaming setup. We'll shave your head. Shave your head and contact the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Put concealer over my eyebrows and tell them that I want a streamer set up.
So that's a good one for today. Thank you anybody who's listened. Feel free to message us any comments, any ideas, any thoughts about the podcast. Let us know.
If you've got, we're definitely going to do like a part 2 or part 3 of this after this, because we got a lot more material. And if you have anything else that annoys you, just let us know.
Fling it our way,
because we'll
get mad for you.
Yeah, we'll get mad. Yeah. So do you wanna send us out then, Jake?
Till next time. Bye everyone. Best Boys Club podcast. See you later.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.